I finished this last stream right with what we're looking at here. So last time we attached the Next.js project that I have here to the YouTube API. We're gonna go straight back into the action. What I have here is my Open Metrics dashboard, which is on my personal site. This piece with the YouTube isn't public yet, but if you go to domhabersagt.com/open, you see some of my numbers, and they update live, like when you refresh the page, showing you how many followers I have on Twitch, how many views I have on Twitch, and some of my page analytics, as well as my most viewed pages on this site. Down here, it shows that I am live on Twitch and have 0 viewers. I have 1 viewer. When I refresh now, it will show the 1 viewer down here. Hi and good morning. And what I did last time was I added a few more pieces of information on here. So we now show the number of YouTube video uploads that I have made, how many subscribers I have on YouTube, and how many YouTube views I have. And last time already I was kind of surprised that it's still low numbers, right? To be fair. But this is significantly more than it was on Twitch, and I thought people mostly watched this on Twitch, but then that means it's good I upload them to YouTube. That for a statistics dashboard is nice, it's cute, but I would like to get to the point where I show you what the videos are as well. And we almost got to that point in the last stream. We're gonna pick it up right where we left off. So what we have here in the developer console, we have requested a few things from the API. We had to get the channel information, we had to get the playlist of all my uploads, and then we could get the videos. And in these videos, these are all the objects representing the different, like 20 videos that I've made now. It says 20 on here, yes, exactly. And let's zoom in a bit. And we get some information on each video, like what's the title of my channel. I could hard code that because for now it's going to stay my name. I get the description of each video. I get the title, and I get a thumbnail. And I get different sizes of thumbnails. For this video, adding visitor and page view metrics to my Next.js site. So that was the video. We added these 3 numbers with the green bubbles here. We should get one of these. What's max? Let's try max res. And let's see what that thumbnail for the video would look like. Cool, that is the one that it would show up with on YouTube when you search for it. So I could use that in combination with the title and the description to show a list of my videos, and I'm hoping also a link to watch them live on the YouTube. I guess I could build it from the video ID. It's probably youtube.com/this video ID. Is it that easy? Probably not. That's probably not going to be that easy. How do I can check out later how we could build that, because I don't see a full link in here. What other information? The owner of the channel title, that is not interesting. Okay, so we're going to take this, and from that we are going to build a new page that you can go to, because it doesn't make sense to have this be part of my statistics, but I'd rather have something I could add to the navigation, home, project, services, writing, videos, fire tips, and show a list of videos. So we're gonna start just step by step. This is a Next.js application, so we are going to go into the terminal, and we are going to first, let's look at what we have in the pages directory. So I have pages in the API, I have courses, fire tips. Open is where we're doing all the dashboard work, overview of projects, services, writing, and to that we are going to add a videos file. And look at how naughty I've been. Most of them are still JavaScript files. I haven't moved everything over to TypeScript yet. So for the new one, we are going to touch pages, videos.tsx. Going to start straight up with a TypeScript file. And in here, we're going to go to videos.tsx. And now let's put the browser on the left side. Nope, that wasn't it. You here, come on. Come on, you've done this before. You can do this, there you go. Good job. Good job. So this we can hide. And I'm not going to put it in the navigation anywhere just yet. And we're going to go to /videos. And the default export is not a React component in the page videos. So we have to add that. Export default function videos. This needs us to export something. We're going to return just a div with hello in it. Would that do something? And it prints hello, but the rest, everything else is gone. When we see I have all this navigation, I have the footer, I have the background color and everything prepared somewhere. Why does this show me as offline? I'm live. What did I break now? What did I break now? This says anyways. That is odd. I'm gonna figure that out some other time, because now I care more about the YouTube API. And if we look at any of the other pages, let's go back to the open TSX. I have here also a component, and I've wrapped everything in what I call layout. So I have a layout component, import layout from components layout. And if I wrap everything in this layout component, and I go back to videos, refresh this, and okay, now we have everything, all the scaffolding around it here, the navigation's there. Now I'm back live. Why wasn't I live on open? Going back to open. Okay, no, that worked. Good. So now we can think about, I'm not going to do all the, you see I have tags here to add meta tags, open graph, a Twitter card. I'm going to do all of those later. Now we want to see how we can get data from the YouTube API on here. And in Next.js, if we're going to do that on a single page, we don't have to create, and we're not supposed to actually create an API endpoint, but instead we need export async, and we want this to be, yeah, I think I want this to be generated statically, and then have it revalidate, same as we do with the statistics, with the dashboard. So the API doesn't have to be requested every single time, but only every 60 seconds, every 5 minutes, every hour, because I'm releasing a new video every twice a week, if that. So I could even update it daily, and that'd be fine. So we're going to do export async function get static props. And here, for now, we are going to return, nope, not JSX, but an object that contains props. And in these props, we are going to return videos, and videos are going to be an array. I'm just going to put one in here, title hello world, description, hi there, and what was the thumbnail? URL is, and let's just take, is that still here? No, that's gone. Let us take, nope, that was the video ID. Okay, so going back to open, just any image really for now. Logged to the console, give me any video on here, and we're going to replace that, of course, with real data in a minute. Yeah, this URL seems fine. I just want to have a URL here. Come on, where you at? There we go. And these would then get passed to my page component. I can pass them here as videos. I'm not going to type it yet, even though it's a TypeScript file. And then in my div, we can go videos.map. We're going to map over each video. Close this, and each video will be probably an article, right? And article article. Put an h2 in here that shows the video title. Just to see if this connection works, need to go back to the videos page. And it says hello world. The h2 is not styled as anything, which is fair. And it's pink because pink is my default color for stuff that is unstyled. And in here we're gonna put the video description. And while we're at it, we can also, and we're gonna replace this with the image component later, but we can show the video thumbnail URL image. Hello world, hi there, and now an image. Cool, it's tiny, but it doesn't really need to be any larger. How do we get actual data in here now? And I'm going to be lazy, and I can take most of this right from the open page that I had here. So we will need to get the playlist representing all of my uploads, I believe. And then from that we can get the videos. And because we're not going to use, we don't have any use for the uploads response in the open dashboard, I'm gonna cut all of this out. So what we're gonna do here is we are fetching from the YouTube API, and we can see that here on developers.google.com/youtube/v3/docs/playlist items, we can request it. We can request the playlist items in a specific playlist. So I request /YouTube/v3/playlist items ? And we pass the playlist ID, which we don't know yet. We're gonna have to get that as well. And a part in the YouTube API is give me this piece of information. It doesn't return everything by default, actually it returns very little, and only then if we need more can we ask it to pass that along as well. That is, oh, and there is a mistake in here, and that is so that they save processing capacity, I assume. This double ampersand didn't really make a difference. By default, this API returns 5 videos, but I have more than 5 videos. With pagination, I could go through it and say, give me the first page, second page, third page, until I have all of them. I can also say, give me at most 50 results. And since I'm asking for one particular playlist, and I know that that is my playlist, I can tell it to please give me 50 videos. And that will be good for me until I have more than 50. Only then will I need to change it, and only then will I worry about it. We also need to pass our API key. This is a server-to-server API key. I am not authenticated, which means that I can only get information that is publicly available. Anything that you can see when visiting my profile, that would be on there. Nothing that only I would see, like unpublished videos, wouldn't show up in this. And if we fetch that, we can get the, this doesn't catch errors yet, I know. And we can get the JSON from that, and then we can map over the uploads. Let's actually print all of the JSON here as well. So JSON is the uploads JSON. We are going to print that to the not console, to the console, to see what the data, the raw data is that we can work with. Okay, we cannot actually send this request yet because we don't know the uploads playlist ID. The uploads playlist ID I know we can get from my channel information, which means that we need to get information on my channel. Part of that we will need in the open dashboard, so let's hard code the YouTube channel ID in both, which is not ideal. I'd rather move this to configuration later. But first we need to, this would be called channel. So the steps are, first we ask it for give me information on my channel. Like the channel with this ID. And I could put any channel in there and would get all of their publicly available information. And that will be then the channel JSON, not the YouTube response, the channel response. And get the channel from that YouTube channel. We're going to do a bit of renaming in a second. We don't need the video count, we don't need the view count, we don't need the subscriber count. But what we need is the uploads playlist ID. We can save a step here. So we are asking it for a channel response. Give me everything you know about this channel. And we don't actually even need the statistics in this anymore. It's sufficient if we say give me all the content details. Give me just one result because I'm asking it for one specific YouTube channel, which is my channel. It can only ever be one. This is just a way to be a bit more explicit. I don't think it really makes any difference. And then we can ask it for the ID of my playlist. So give me information about this channel, give me all the related playlists, and give me the one that has all the uploads in it. Once I have that ID, I can ask it for the uploads. And that should do something now. If we reload this, okay, sure. Nothing's changed yet because I'm not passing this to the page yet. But I am logging it out as these items. Okay, that's what we already saw on the open page. Now we want to make sure that we pass this information to the page as well. We have an array of 20 items. So the videos, this I think we can close now. I don't need the uploads playlist ID on here. Close this. So we have an array of items. In this JSON object, we have items and we're going to map over all of them. And for each of the items in there, we don't need all of the information. We want, what do we want? We want definitely the title, which is the title we can get from upload.snippet.title. Okay. We also want the description, which is the upload snippet description. And we also want a thumbnail. This is exactly what we passed down here, title, description, and thumbnail URL. Thumbnail URL is the upload. Now which one do we want? Upload snippet thumbnails. And in here we get a few. We get default, high, max res, medium, and standard. And it shows us here what is different about them. These are all the sizes that they come in. So max res would be 128 times 720. And default is 120 by 90. And give me, I don't know, give me standard maybe. Give me the standard and the URL. We don't need the, we don't need the size here. We might need the size here. I'm going to keep in mind that it has the size here. And then instead of the videos, the hardcoded videos, we're going to pass all of the uploads to our site. What does that do? Nothing. Let's reload again. And I made a mistake. Thumbnails. What was it? Okay, so this one I'm going to take out for a second. There's a typo in here somewhere. We are going to go to the videos and give me snippet and give me thumbnails. Give me snippet, give me thumbnails. What did I? Upload snippet, thumbnails. Standard URL. Standard URL. Where's my typo? Give me the object, give me snippet, give me thumbnails plural. Give me standard. And give me URL. Why won't you let me do that? Give me default URL. We see some stuff was passed here already. We have the title on there. Was it? Why didn't standard work? Okay, so we are going to go default and we're gonna probably move to max res later. And now we have a list of videos. Everything's pink, but these are my 20 videos. Thank you for checking this out. Now we're gonna keep going, of course. We're gonna style this now. And I am using Tailwind in here. So this is all going to be Tailwind. What do I want to do? So everything else on here, on my site, looks kind of like this. It used to be on cards with a rounded corners and the shadows. Now everything is a flat list. So I'd like it to look similar to this at least. Maybe even show the date, show the title, and show the description like this, and then a link to the video. I want it to be pretty close to that, and I think this is called an article teaser. Yeah. So we're going to check out the article teaser. What is that styled as? Those are also articles with a class name of space y2. So some space between the title, the description, and the image. Then we don't have a, what is it called, footer in the article. Anyways, we use an h3 over here, so that would mean that I probably have to put them under an h2 as well. Give it something like, if I have different playlists, these are my uploads, these are my live streams, I could see a layer between those. The video title will be class name is font medium, text gray 900, text LG, okay, and dark text gray 50. So for dark mode it will change colors. And now the titles here change size, and the description, which I have here as the excerpt, is then class name text base, text gray 500, dark text gray 400. This is reloading. There we go. This all is a lot faster than I thought it would be. We still need to get date information from the videos. I'd like to have the date information on there as well. Ouch. Items. So if I want to show the date of the video, probably on here as well, then I can get this from, what's that, what we would call that? We would call that the, is that the published date or the upload? Yeah, the published date. So published at, you are published at, and that is hidden under upload snippet. No, not snippet. Upload, is it under snippet as well, maybe? Snippet has, let's zoom in here, has a published at as well. I might as well take it from here. Yeah, then I would not need the content details, because the only thing that is in here is video ID, which I can get from here. No, can I get that from there? Yeah, I can get the video ID from the snippet as well, and the video published at I can get from the snippet as well. So snippet and published at. That means that we don't need to request the content. So this response here, this response that we see for each video, it includes content details ID and snippet. And the ID isn't even the video ID, because that begins with WBEM. I don't know what this ID is, so we don't need the ID, and we don't need the content details. It's sufficient if we request part equals snippet. Then if we reload, we no longer see all of that information. It doesn't make any difference to us. We're still going to, we can still get the information from the snippet. It's mostly for YouTube that they don't have to send that over the wire. And I don't think it makes a difference for the quota. There is a usage quota on the YouTube API where you're only allowed to use a certain number of units per month. And getting a video would be 1 unit, doing a search across YouTube would be 100 units, I think, and you have a pool of 10,000 per month. I am never going to get to that with my current view statistics, as you saw on my open dashboard. I have maybe 1,000 views across all of my pages a month, and that wouldn't even be on this. That wouldn't be on this page in particular. And what else do we have? So we were at the published at. We want to show the published at date, and we do that. I can copy that, right? You can copy that from the article as well. Format date. So I have a format date helper that formats dates uniformly across all of my pages. Format the video published at. I don't have an updated at date. That I have for articles. If I go back and edit an article, I want to tell Google about it. Can't find variable format date. Of course not, because I need to import it. Import format date from lib format date. There we go. Reload this, and this should already show up with the right text size and color, and it shows it there as March 29, 2022, March 11, 2022, all the way down here to June 22nd of 2021. This is before I uploaded the live streams here. Before I started live streaming, I did 1, 2, 3 videos pretty rarely, and then you can see in January I started doing live streams once or twice a week. January 14, 19, 21, 26, 28, so they've been quite frequent since then. Still doesn't look exactly the same as the writing does over here, mostly because of the width of these. Let's compare that to what we have on the pages writing. Because the video article component that we have here, that isn't concerned about how wide it is. I want this to always take up as much space as it can, and then we're going to slot it in to something that has a width. Which means that we need to compare it to the writing, where we have the article teaser. Okay. We have, okay, yeah, that is it though. We have max WMD, so this div that all of the pages are, the videos are in, has a maximum width of the MD breakpoint. If we refresh, If we refresh this is where they end up. Still want to put some space between them. On the article teasers, I move that out to their own parent article teasers component. And we'll do that here as well once that makes sense, but really there's not. Looking at this, I don't think I need to do that anymore, because I might as well put it here directly. This is a grid, has a gap of 20 in each dimension, horizontal and vertical, and 1 column. If it only ever stays 1 column, I might as well turn this into a flex component, flex container. But keep it consistent across all of my pages. I am going to keep it at the grid layout. And this will break now because this div was not necessary anymore. And let's look at that. We have a video, and we have a date, we have a title, and we have a description, which looks terrible. And we have some space between them, and we have the video thumbnails. Does that look inviting? Not at all. These videos are, these thumbnails, they are what is going to catch attention here. No one's going to go through and think, oh, what does this title here? No, that's not going to happen. The visual component is important. So we first need a larger thumbnail URL. And what was up with it not letting me use the standard thumbnail URL? I can use one of the others as well. So we're going to check thumbnails, medium. So the one we have is default, which is 120 pixels wide. 180 would be better. 1280 would be too much. 480 might be good. 480, then we can squish it into a smaller box and have it be retina display friendly. 180 is not enough. Standard at the 640 wouldn't be bad, so let's try high, because for some reason I fail at writing the word standard. Let's try high. This we will have to reload. Question from the chat. Yes, this is Tailwind CSS. This is all Tailwind styling across all of this project. Everything on the dashboard here, and the open metrics, the entire site, my personal website, domhabersack.com, is all Tailwind. I broke something. Cool. Let's fix the open first. That we no longer... Okay. Yeah, that was silly. I removed a variable that I then passed along. What are you looking for? Okay, there we go. All of this, everything Tailwind, sometimes looking at the Tailwind UI for inspiration, but I like to go in and style them myself and put just a little customization on them. Where was I though? I was on the videos page. These thumbnails are better. Okay. They are letterboxed, which is okay. Oh, doesn't Tailwind now have this aspect ratio? But I wonder if that works with the images. The editor is Vim, but when I want, so this is my terminal setup. I have Vim set up here. I have more terminal windows. I can split it and nested. I like being all terminal, but I'm losing out on a few things. So I don't have proper syntax. I have syntax highlight, no error highlighting. It doesn't help me much with TypeScript. So usually start in Vim, but then move over to VS Code with a similar style. And back to the videos page. No, why'd I end up on font size? Aspect ratio. This is Safari. I know it's not the web's favorite, but I am Apple heavy and will, because it syncs all my bookmarks and everything, and I can have it hand off to my phone. Usually do everything on macOS, on iOS. I have the iPad over here being my second screen. Why is Rick Astley on here? But that is a personal choice that really I don't think matters. If you're comfortable with it, if you can work well with it, that is ideal. I'm not going to suggest anyone go out and buy an iMac or a MacBook or something, because that expense is not necessary. What do we have? How does aspect ratio work? So we could play some trickery. We could add some trickery here to put this video that is now 4:3, I guess, to put that in a 16:9 aspect ratio, because these black bars, they don't work for me. That isn't pretty. And to cut them off, I'm assuming that if I go 16:9, I will cut them off. I mostly cut them off. I have a few tricks available. I think the neatest one would be trying to get this aspect ratio working. Image, is it? It's not going to be as easy as this, is it? Class name aspect video. Instead of reading documentation, let's put it on there and see what happens. It works on the iframe, so maybe it does on the image. Reload, and it doesn't. Is it on there? Okay. Aspect video doesn't do anything here. Does it need to have W full? Let's try W full. I don't think this is. Oh, okay. Okay, so this worked, but it's not at all what I needed to do. So if we remove it again, the video will be 4:3 again. Of course, it doesn't know to cut the top and bottom. To do that, we can make the video, we can make the thumbnail a background image on a container and give that container background cover. Background cover, because okay, let's try that without the aspect video. It's not super cool because that means we can't use an image tag, which means we can't use the Next.js image component, which means we can't make we can't take advantage of their advanced image loading. But here I'd rather have the black bars gone than have this be slightly more performant. And we're talking 20 up to 50 video images here. I can live with that. So if I did W full here, and let's do aspect ratio, and let's also make this pink, actually pink 500, just so we see what it is. I think that we can close for now. And give you, do I need to give you a height now? I can also put something in here. There we go. I'd expect this to show up with an aspect ratio of 16:9. Which was not supported in Safari until version 15, but I'm pretty sure I'm in Safari 15. And if the others have support. What I want to show is something else anyways, which is, let's go height, what do they have? Let's try height 60. Not sure if that is a height value that Tailwind has. Yep. And now we want to take this image here and use it as a background image for this one. So I can go, this one I have to do manually. I can't do via Tailwind because I need to pass a background image. Would that work? Which is a URL of my video thumbnail URL. Does that work? I haven't done this in the longest time. It doesn't do anything. I've forgotten how to set background images. So for one, we are going to go background image like this. Is it background image? There is no shame in looking up MDN background image. Because ain't nobody got time for memorizing all that syntax. Background image. It is background image URL. And it is style, not styles. I had it right, I just used the wrong property. There we go. Okay. What we see here is... Oh, thank you for the follow. I just saw the number go up. That was very nice of you. I appreciate that very much. What we see here is now the word hi. That I don't want. You go away. And now we see the image, but it's cut off. because the image by default is attached to the top left corner. So we see the height of this image here. Let's put some space between you. Now let's give you an MB of, yeah, let's put some decent space between, that was the wrong one. Let's put some space before you then. MT20 for margin top and reload please. Why you also not work? Let's assume there was some space between them. We see anyways, the height of this here is the part of this video that ends with my hair. So this would give it the aspect ratio of 16:9. It's not entirely correct though, because I think the black is a different height. And it's not 16:9 anyways. But what I want to show you is that I can have a background position. And background, let's look at background, not origin, background repeat, background size. What's that called when we go cover or background cover? Background size, okay. We have BG auto, cover and contain. Let's try all of them in order. We can go BG auto, which is what we have right now. Nothing's going to happen. Nothing's going to change. Then we have BG cover. Which also, in this case, not going to change. Oh, that was better though, because now we see my eyes as well. Which means there is a container. Cover the entire container with image. If this was much, much larger, what are some heights that we have in, some ludicrous heights that we have in Tailwind? If 60 isn't enough, we can go 96. Sure. So if this is a really tall, well, really tall, if this is a container, it took the image and it resized it so that the full height and width would be covered. If I now go in here and I change the styles, and where it says height, where does it say height? And I change the height to be 124, okay. Then the entire container, 124 rem high, will be covered with image, but for that to be possible, it has to span, it has to resize the image quite a bit, so everything is covered. Whereas if I go lower, let's go to 10 rem, it will cut off parts of the image, unless we go background position center, right? And is that background center or background position center? In Tailwind, background center, background position, BG center. So these two combined will help me get rid of some of the black bars. I'm on 96. If I go back to 60, then we're starting to cut off some of the black bars. And if this was now 16:9, that'd be super neat. But not in all aspect ratios will this be the case. If we go down, I have to close this to show you. If we go down here, you see the image is, the browser is resizing the image, and sometimes the black bars appear because the height is fixed. The height is always 60 here, and I would prefer the height to change if the width changes. So this container always has an aspect ratio of 16:9. There was a trick we could use, which was padding top, and I forget what it was. Let's go 20%. That definitely is the wrong value, but I want to show you. If we go 20%, the image will always be 20% as high as it is wide. So it will get smaller and, okay, 20% was maybe a bad value. If we go 16 by 9, I think we need to go, no, 9 by 16. 0.5625, which is 56.25%. And there we go. This is now 16 by 9. And we just confirmed with that also that the inner part of this image is 16 by 9 because the distance here at the top right corner and where you can see my hand doing the thing that I always do, that is cut off. Everything else stays. So if I now resize this, you see it resizes and the black bar doesn't show up, which is cool, which is exactly what I wanted. And that the padding, using the padding here is a bit of a hack. There is a better way of doing this today, which is with aspect ratio, but I wonder if we can make this work. And it does the same thing, just we don't have to calculate a padding manually. It will make sure that the aspect ratio of this will always be 16 by 9, and we could use arbitrary values here even. We could say, please make this 4 by 3, or make this 27 by 81. We can, so if I remove this, let's comment this out. This is not going to work if I comment it out, is it? And here we can try aspect video. Did that just do the same thing? That would be cool. Seems like that did the exact same thing. It has aspect ratio on it now. Aspect ratio set to 16 by 9. Let's confirm that that is how aspect ratio works. If we now did 27 by 9 or 27 by 81, this will be the aspect ratio no matter how much we resize it. So if we do 16 by 9, if we did 4 by 3, I'd expect exactly the same image as we have down here. Aspect ratio 4 by 3. This is the same now. If we want to hide this, we can give it an aspect ratio of 16 by 9. Set the background image to cover, and that's it. We can remove the pink background color that was just to show where the borders are. If we did contain instead of BG cover, it will make sure that the image is always, all of the images is contained in this. And it would contain, we see it is repeating still. This is one frame of the, no, wait, that is wrong. This here is one frame of the image. And I make sure that no matter how big the container it is the background image of is or gets, that image is always completely visible. We don't need that. Even if sometimes it cuts off the top and bottom, I am okay with that, like the top and bottom of the actual frame, but not container cover. But having it remove the black bars as often as possible, and I think in this case now always, that is preferable. Then I can get rid of this image here, because there's nothing in the div. I can make this a self-closing div. Background image we can keep at that. Sweet. And I could move the image somewhere else. Where would the image make more sense? Does it make sense to have it here, or does it go before the description? Thinking it might make more sense right before the description. Yeah, I could see that. I could see that work out okay. I don't have a page for each video. I could with this now build video pages. So when you click on this video, you don't end up on YouTube, but instead you go to a sub page on my site. Would that be good if I had sub pages on my site that showed that content? I don't know. I think for now it's not necessary, but later I might want to have it. The description here is also not ideal. I want to show, if that is how I can show the description, I might want to change it completely. I might not want that, because if it always is a garbled mess, I know that it always ends in roughly the same kind of text, broadcasted live on Twitch, watch live at twitch.tv/Habersack, music provided by Spotify, NCS, no copyright sounds. Having some text on here would be good, because just seeing this thumbnail doesn't really give you anything. That only shows you, oh, I did a video with my face in the corner. I can change that on YouTube. If I change it on YouTube in the Creator Studio, this would update here as well, which would be cool. But this is showing Twitch stats on a metrics dashboard in Next.js. This is not connected, and I don't think this text is enough. If I had tags, then maybe, but since I don't, I'm gonna keep the text for now. Unless we can see that it is returned. What is it returned as? Let's check out what the description looks like on a random video, which would be snippet description. Okay, so it has line breaks in it. And we could okay. If it has line breaks in it, I could split the text by line. I'm gonna do that. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, so I could use multiple paragraphs, because I put these into multiple paragraphs anyways. If we say a line break here is a new paragraph, then I can take the video description, which is a string. I can split it by new lines, and then I could map over it. This would be a paragraph, and then for each paragraph show this. That is a bit better. I'm not sure why it put space between them now. I hope I didn't put that in my globals. I hope I took that out of my globals. I wonder where that space between the paragraphs comes. Okay. Of course. This comes from all of the container here. Everything inside of my article has a space y of 2. And I might not want that for my description, so let's put the description in another div here. So then there will be space between the date and the title and the video and the thumbnail and the description. But in the description I have access to other classes as well. So let's go class name. If I did space y8 here, which would be terrible, but I could put space just between them, and the others aren't influenced by that. So if we did a little less, it still looks like a lot of text. I could... Okay, so I can't do much with this here. Broadcasted live on Twitch. This, I can't turn this into a link anyways. I could probably, but I'm not going to. And this also isn't super interesting. I have to put this for their, even though they don't have copyright, they want the contribution link there. This has to be in my description on YouTube. If I know I always have these too. No, I don't. Okay, too bad. For the live streams I do, but for the non-live streams I might not. Where is a non-live stream? Yeah, kind of still. What I could do is I could say only ever give me the first paragraph anyways. Split it at line breaks, then give me the first paragraph. Yeah, and that'd be fine. Okay, so we're not going to do all of this in here. Let's move that out and go const description equals video description split here. I don't need to show all of the paragraphs, even if sometimes I have more text on them on YouTube. In this description here, I only want to use the very first paragraph. I might sometimes cut off text that is interesting. Oh, that doesn't work because I'm mapping over it here. Okay, then we have to do this here. Const description, you go here, and you turn into a return statement. That's like so, and I think here is where I need another closing parenthesis. Is that right? No, that wasn't right. It goes closing parenthesis here. Is that right? This is going to break when I try to reload the page. This is where the return statement is. Save it and see if that breaks. Nope, that doesn't break. I'm cutting off the text that is repeated anyways across the videos. I only need to show the very first paragraph. That is neat. Everything else I could have filtered out before. I could have filtered out beforehand. Yeah, let's do that. Let's not even pass all this information to the component. Let's cut the description before we go to the page. So where we go description, we can split it here before we pass anything to the page component, and then we don't need to do this dance here. We can go back to returning this markup directly, and that is a bit cleaner. That way, the only thing this has to worry about is the markup. This doesn't have to do anything to the content itself, apart from maybe formatting the date up here, which I think we could also have done beforehand. Okay. There we go. And what else? Now this isn't linked to anything yet. I don't have links to pages yet, which is a bit unfortunate because clicking the title here leads you somewhere, whereas here it doesn't. So I'm thinking I might need individual pages. And I could copy most of the code from here and do that, but each page would be a request to the YouTube API. So every time I deploy, I have another up to 50 or more requests. Given how often I deploy, that would not be terrible, but I would try to. I'm gonna avoid it for now. I don't need it right now. And I don't think I would know if anyone. I would know if people click on the link that leads them to YouTube with my tracking, but I need that link. So where do I have it? I have something similar on my projects page. That's the time actually. Okay, nice. On my projects page. No, that wasn't right. On the project page. So I have a few projects and I give a bit of a case study. Hey, go to the page, please. Sometimes this development mode does not like me. I can also go to the project. No, this is on the Slack page. I want to show you that I have an icon. Okay, there we go. This needs some more space. Cool. This has visit project and then this little icon that shows you you're leaving the site now. And I would like to have this indicator on the videos as well, on the videos page as well. So visit. And I can take all of this, because it's Tailwind, it will fit right in here. So instead of visit retrolet.com, this will say watch on YouTube. I don't want to embed the video, because embedding the video would mean having to ask for permission to talk to YouTube first, which I don't want to add, like a big href URL. Okay, the URL we don't have yet, so we are going to lead you to URL. Need to build that first. We need to import the import icon from components icon. Watch on YouTube. Now, how do I build this? I think I can use the short URL. We need to get the video ID, which will be in the items snippet. I don't want to link to the channel ID and not the playlist ID. I want to link to the video. Thumbnails only has links to the thumbnails. Video owner channel ID isn't it. So I think if I go with the short URL, which is u2.be/video ID. And is that my video? Yeah, there we go. So I can build the URL from that URL, not the rule. The URL is https u2.be/ and now we want the upload snippet. I think it was resource ID, resource ID and video ID. And then I can show the, back to URL here. You can use the video.url. Check it down here. This links to u2.be/1g51. I'm gonna click it. And this, I want to be adding my Twitch live status to my Next.js website. Adding my Twitch live status to my Next.js website. Very nice. That is exactly it. And looking at this, I think I could do more with the thumbnail quality. That I would like to correct first. And I would like I would prefer these to be clickable. But I'm not gonna go regex this now and try to turn them into links. If you're desperate to go to Flexbox Froggy, you can. Okay, so I have two ways. I have three ways. Either you figure it out for yourself, or I try to turn it into a link, or on YouTube, I remove the link. I could have this say follow along as I play Flexbox Froggy and Grid Garden, and then further down in the description in the next paragraph I would show the links. I would collect those, and then this would be a bit cleaner. This needs to, okay, this A is inline flex, font medium, items center to orient the icon here. Icon is, let's turn this around, H4W4, and let's make this, that was wrong, W4. Let's make this giant just to see how everything would be aligned. This icon, which is now big, would be center aligned with this. Okay, but 4 was decent. That size is good enough. Nope. -4. I'd like some more space between those, right? Have some more separation. Or not, because here it says the same thing. That was the article teaser, where it says read full article. What's the styling on the link? I have inline block, font medium, I have here as well. Text blue 600 and dark text blue 500. Yeah. Okay, and because I don't have an internal page for that, I don't need the link component. I can link out to the external with that just fine. Where's the videos page? Here is the videos page. I want a different quality of a thumbnail here. And if you're not going to give me standard, just give me the big one, give me max res. Snippet thumbnail not high, I want max res. Because I think after standard, that is the next highest. 120, 480, we were on high, we were on 480. The next one would be standard. Why won't you let me do standard? Is standard, is that like a keyword in JavaScript that it doesn't want me to use, so I have to go with angle brackets. No, okay, it doesn't have a standard URL. Max res. This will be way too large. Is it not max res? What? Why? Okay, so instead of passing the entire thing, give me... No. Give me from the first video. So upload JSON.items. Give me the first item. Give me its snippet and give me its thumbnails. So we only want to log that. I need to refresh the page, do a full refresh. Uploads JSON. Keep mixing up singular and plural. Uploads JSON, give me the first item. Give me its snippet, give me its thumbnails. We have an object with default, so why won't you give me standard? And now give me URL. What am I doing differently? Why does it do it here? Thumbnails, standard URL. Oh, extra period here. Canary properties of undefined. Why in here? Upload snippet, thumbnails, plural, standard URL. Why will it work down there but not up here? I don't know. And max res it won't let me do either, so we're gonna stay at high. That is disappointing. Uploads JSON. I have to, maybe I can check that later. I don't know why it won't have it in here. But this is bugging me. I can't let this pass me by now. So in here we are where we map over all of the videos. Wait. There and there. Okay. Please log this individual upload. We have to do that on the console. This is an upload. This is okay. I have to turn this off. We don't need to log the full JSON anymore. I now want you to log each of the uploads. And now for each upload, I want you to give me the snippet. Down here. Log the snippet. Refresh here, this should update. Or refresh. We have thumbnails, we have default, medium, high, standard, max res. It's probably something super silly, isn't it? It's gonna be so disappointing when I find out what I did wrong. Now it's giving me the medium, high, and standard for each of the uploads. Is there a video it doesn't have it for? Oh, there we go. Nice. I don't understand, but there is default, medium, high, standard, and max res for this one. Default, medium, high, standard, max res for this one. But this one only has default, medium, high, and standard. Doesn't have max res. This one has it. This one has all 5. This one only has default, medium, and high. It doesn't have standard, doesn't have max res. Why? What videos are those? It will be impossible to tell from the thumbnail because they all look identical. But this is an older video. So what I can do? Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. So we will try. Okay, const thumbnail URL. Give me upload dot snip. No, we're gonna take the thumbnails first. Const thumbnails is upload dot snippet dot thumbnails, and thumbnail URL will be thumbnails dot and standard, unless it is undefined. Then we do thumbnails default or thumbnails high, hoping that high will be set. And then thumbnail URL we can pass here, thumbnail URL. So some videos, oh, there's a comma here. Now I don't have any thumbnails. Oh, I need the URLs, not the objects. Take U, take standard URL, if not, take high URL. Refresh the page again. And now it works. And I'm guessing I could also now use max res here. I could use max res here, and I think on this video we can see it is good enough. I don't need it to be twice as large because this is only shown at this size anyways. This is only shown at, I think if I hover over it, at 448. Having it be even more would be better, but it's a JPEG thumbnail, it doesn't matter. So standard is, wait, no, standard is good. And since we have to take the URL from it anyways, we can go give me just thumbnail. And the thumbnail will be standard or high, and then down here we can say give me thumbnail URL because it will be at least one of those. Now we can stop logging things. It's odd, why would it, I would understand if it was a very recent video that it hadn't created thumbnails yet. But whatever, at least it works now. This of course only works assuming that every video will have a fallback of high. Default will probably always be there because it's the default, but I'm kind of gambling that high will be available as well. I'll know when it breaks because then the deployment won't work. And that is it. Now we can clean it up a little. I'm good with where this is at. Now we can see if we can clean this up. We don't need to pass the full JSON here because we don't need to log this. Watch on YouTube is fine. Unless I want to add a subpage for the videos. Huh, what other information could I get though? This is cool. It's good that I have that page now, that shows up. Of course I need to add a title and stuff. So I have a few components for that I would have to do before I deploy this anyways. Layout. No. And I have a pros component, which is the Tailwind pros wrapped in a div. Import pros from components pros. and that would go into the layout. And h1 is videos. Videos, plural. And on the writing page, I have a description there as well. So I have h1 writing, and I have a description. Oh, that is a bad page to take this as an example from. That is a bad page to take this as an example from. So looks like I haven't fixed that across all the other pages yet. Okay, so then that would mean that prose is not the right tool for this job. I have an h1 which is a styled component here as well. Don't need the prose, but I will need the h1. And you go here alphabetically. Okay, this description of course is to do, because this isn't about I write videos all about all things tech and business. No, but the title isn't set yet. That we do with the title component. That's a very shallow wrapper around the next head component. Components, title, and it will be here just as videos and then my name. So this doesn't show the URL anymore. Videos Tom Habazak, that is better. I might need a different title for this because just videos is a bit plain. My videos or my live streams and stuff. But for now I want to have it on there just at all. Breadcrumbs I need to add. I do that by passing breadcrumbs to the layout component, I think it was. Yeah. Layout breadcrumbs is these breadcrumbs. And the title is videos and the URL is /videos, not /URL. Now I have home videos. Videos, plural. Again with the S that keeps messing me up. Same as I have home services, home projects, home writing. Videos. Let's add them to the navigation, shall we? Because always going through the URL doesn't make any sense. Do I have a navigation component? I want to put them after the writing. Videos and videos. Then I want to check one last thing. This navigation I need to do something with because it's getting a bit crowded. It's starting to be a bit crowded. Here it is all in this navigation over here. Home project services, writing, videos, fire tips. I think that is cool to have it here, but now I need to show this even later. Okay, right now it switches at... Where does it switch? It switches at MD, so I need to switch it at LG. Where else does it say hidden? And this will be LG hidden. And this will be LG hidden also. Yeah, I think that is all three that I need to change. Yeah, see, so that navigation isn't great. It only shows up as this on a large display. Up until that point, it's all in this menu over here. I'd like to expose that, but then I will have to move something out of there, or I will have to make this be a bit skinnier or remove the work with me button from here. Okay, I don't know what to do with that yet. You have to move that somewhere else over here, but for now, I need it to be in the navigation, and I can live with it being hidden. You're really not a fan, but what can you do? And do I want to show it in the footer as well? I think I have that down here as well. About blog, fire tips, projects. Go to the footer, and under projects, we can show videos as well. Why don't we? Videos here, and this will say videos until I can find a better title. Fire tips, projects, videos, open metrics. No, videos go under blog. That's where you expect the content. Blog, videos, fire tips. Blog, videos, fire tips, same as we have up here, where we have writing videos, fire tips. Yep, okay. And I wanted to see if I can get more like this. I can commit this, I can publish. This is done for now. It's not ideal, but it has a lot of information. I want to see what else I could get from the API. I am on the videos page using the playlist items endpoint. Give me playlist items. And with each item, I get a video ID. I don't get a lot, like we saw what else we get from that. There wasn't a lot in the snippets. I'm wondering if I could see not just a playlist item, but get information such as the view count or the duration of the video. That'd be super neat. But I don't know if the API lets me do that. Video. So videos list. List is a GET request on the YouTube API. And we get from that, okay, content details, file details, live streaming details, localizations, player would be an embeddable iframe, the code for the embeddable iframe, processing details, recording details, snippet statistics, status suggestions, topic details. I kind of want that information. I kind of really want that. I want to get the tags that are set on it. I want to get file details, I assume is the duration. I want to get statistics, like how many times this video has been viewed. It would be neat if that updated live on my, well, semi-live on my site. But that would mean, I can do that if it lets me request, awesome, multiple video IDs. Because if I had to do a request for each video now, this would take a very long time. But if it lets me request all videos at once, and I can request the same number of videos that I have on here, I can do that. Can I do that? Show me an example of, okay, don't show me an example, that's fine. The ID parameter specifies a comma-separated list of YouTube video IDs. I have that. For the resources that are being retrieved. In a video resource, the ID property specifies the video's ID. Okay. How many can I request? Will you let me ask for all 50 at once? Because I'd rather have one request than have to fire off 50 and ask for those to come back. You might issue a request like this to retrieve additional information about the items in the playlist. That's exactly what we're trying to do. That is exactly what we're trying to do. So show me an example. This is the video IDs that we have, and this is where it doesn't show me how many I can request, but we can do that. Playlist items. Okay, so how are we gonna do this? So where it says uploads, we are going to call it videos. And then each video also needs its ID. And that was here, this resource ID, video ID. And video ID is upload.snippet.resource_id.video ID. Give me the video ID. And then after I have that, I can send another request. Const videos response is await fetch. We want to fetch from https:// googleapis.com/YouTube slash v3 slash, and it's just videos, right? Yeah, slash videos. And here we want to pass ID, but ID is a list, a comma-separated list of IDs, which we have to build first. And we get that by iterating over our, no, let's extract them here. Const video IDs is videos.map. And for each video, we want to get the video.video ID. This, I know this says video a lot, but we first take the uploads. And from those, we generate an array of video objects over which we then iterate. We take all the videos that only contain this information here, which is why we put the video ID right here. And we say for each video, for each of these objects, give me just the video ID. And then down here, we can request, give me video ID, give me video IDs dot join. And we want to join them by a comma. We also need to pass our key, which is in process env YouTube API key. Forgot the $sign here. And then I want all of this information. Give me all of the parts, and we can filter it down from there. I'm not going to be able to finish this today, but I want to see what information we get, at least. And let me record this. And you and done. For this, and 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 for this. What is happening? What is happening? I hit a thing, and now... What? This is probably all unsaved now. Perfect. Videos. Ah, no, there we go. And this. And then we can get the videos JSON is await videos response dot JSON, and we can pass that here again as videos JSON. Just to explore it, we can take that information into the results next time, but I want to first see what we're working with. Console log JSON. Print that to the browser terminal. The chart parameter defines the chart that you want to receive. No, I want you to give me everything about these videos. What is that? What does that give us? Wait a second. What? Video ID is not defined. Where did I write video ID? Again with the plural. This is supposed to be video IDs. And the videos I renamed to videos. Then I don't need to mention it here at all. What does this log now? This is JSON. This is now... We need to do the mapping ourselves from these results, these responses to these items to what we built here after the fact. So we first need to get all the uploads. Then we need to get all the other video information, and then we can try to merge them. But that is nothing. Oh, okay. That is nothing because I did it wrong. We can request all of these parts, but we need to say part equals. Is it part of parts? Part. In this now, we get an error. The request is not properly authorized. Process env. Can I not get this? Oh, okay. Oh, okay. I had this before. So the request itself works, but there is one of these at least. There is one of these properties that we need to be authorized for. And I forget what it was. So now I have to go in one by one. Because it doesn't tell us in the documentation. The part specifies a concept list of more will include. Okay, so what information do we want from the API? If the parameter identifies a property that contains child properties, they will be included. For example, in a video response, the snippet property contains channel ID, title, description, tags, and category ID. Okay. So one of these I need to be authorized and the owner of the video for. And since this still shows, okay. What happened? Sorry. Am I still live? I lost the display. Am I still live? Now I need to put you over there again. I can do that off screen. Or at least I can show you the browser during. That wasn't what I had in mind at all. We are about done anyways. Give it another few minutes. I think I know what is the forbidden one. Okay, did I just break the entire stream? No, we're still here. Cool, thank you. Sorry about that. And we have content details, could be it file details, ID, live streaming details, localizations, player processing details, recording details, snippet statistics, status suggestion, or topic details. One of these will be it. My guess would be it's the processing details. Just without any indication from the API at all. Are you still in error? You are still in error. So either it wasn't that or it wasn't just that. Is it the recording details? That isn't it. So we can take out even more. Is it one of you? File details then? Still an error, so it wasn't all of you. Is it file details? It is not file details. Is it live streaming details? Yeah, reload, sure. That still gives me an error. What is most likely going to be useful anyways? Content details, snippet, and statistics. I'm afraid it's statistics. I would like the statistics. Okay, now we get something. So one of the ones that I just removed, that one I can only do when authorized. Okay, I'm gonna add them back later. But what does that give us now? For each video, we get content details, which include, this doesn't have captions, it's an HD, it's a 2D video, and rectangular projection. Not useful for what I want to show on here, but cool that it exists. On the snippet, we have an ID for the category. I don't know what the category is. It's probably science and technology, I think is what I put them in usually. Audio language, that isn't interesting. Localized, sometimes you can provide, or I think, no, nothing here is localized anyways. Tags might be interesting because that would mean that I can manage them on YouTube and put them on here. So tags will be one of the first that I will add. Statistics, it's low numbers, but if I want to be public about this, and you can see those values on YouTube anyways, this video had 4 views. I mean, sure. This is where I'm at with my videos right now, and nothing about the duration though. I'd like information about the duration. Let's see if we can add things back. If we can do content details, can we do file details? I'd like file details. I'd like to show this is a 1 hour and 45-minute video, because some of them are. Are you an error? Okay, that's too bad. It was the file details. If I request the file details, it errors out. Can I get recording details? I can get recording details. Neat. What are they? Okay, this is the recording date. That isn't what I was hoping for. But here we have all of these tags. It would be cool if I could add them to this. Yeah, I will do that. Any chance any of these hide duration? Topic details, statistics doesn't have it. Snippet doesn't have it. There must be somewhere. They probably have that somewhere and I need to find it. But looking at the time, then let's do this. I'm gonna continue this. I will continue this on Tuesday. I stream twice a week, Tuesdays and Thursdays, same time. 10 a.m. for me in the European time zone. And we will take information that we have here, which is, I think, boils down to the tags. Is it just the tags, really? We will take the tags and we will merge these objects, and we will make it so that we can show tags with each of these videos. In the meantime, though, because those are a nice, right, tags and view counts, like these numbers as well, maybe. Tags definitely. I think in the meantime I can take this page and I can push it. I can publish it. This only has 20 results. I need to ask it for all 50. Cool, but you can see the code for this on GitHub. It's I have the same username everywhere. So github.com/damhabersack. The entire source code of this project is on there as well. If you want to repeat it, if you have any questions about it, feel free to reach out at any point. Thank you for following along, and I will talk to you on Tuesday. Have a lovely weekend and talk to you soon. Bye bye.